Hey everybody, welcome to Inform TV. I want to let you know happy days are here again. We have the lowest unemployment for African Americans in history. We have the lowest unemployment rate among Latinos in American history. We have the lowest unemployment rate for Asians in American history. We have a time of great prosperity in this country. Why in the world would we want to go back to a time where we have poverty, mass poverty, and and more and more terrorism? Why would we want to go back to that system? I would suggest that everyone does their part. Everybody does their part in trying to elect more Republicans in office because we typically are the party of solutions, finding solutions. You don't see us wearing black masks, terrorizing our neighborhoods. You don't see us going out, creating mayhem, burning down buildings. We're not the ones doing that. Who's doing that? The Democrats are doing that. We are about building a great America, support our Constitution, living by the rule of law, and most Americans want that common sense approach. People don't want instability. But when I see the Democrat Party today, I see people who are willing to partner with Antifa, willing to say that MS-13 is a great organization. We should support these terrorists cutting up little children, massacring them, cutting off heads. And the Democrat Party wants to align with that. I think that these people don't like their party too much because those with common sense say, wait a minute. Why, Democrats, are you partnering with MS-13? Why are you partnering with felons and trying to get felons, give them the right to vote? I understand if they're ex-felons and things like that, they're not in the prison system, but you actually want to put polls and voting booths inside of prisons, Democrats. And today, the American people, I must say, are waking up. I mean, we don't see any value voting that way in the Democrat Party. And I suppose this is my walk away video. And I've not done one of these live before. Usually I edit my videos, but this is going to be raw. So the Democrat Party is no longer a party of solutions. Marxist party now, a party of racial and racialism, racial hysteria. And they'll use any tactic they can to get in power and take away our constitutional rights. There is no point voting Democrat. If you are an African American, if you are Latino, number one, my Latino friends, my brothers, why in the world would you vote for a party whose president, which is Barack Obama, gave over 10,000 high-powered rifles to the drug cartels? That's right. It's called the Fast and Furious scandal. Why in the world would you want to vote for a party that tolerated that? That tolerated the fact that, hey, we're going to give these weapons, these high-powered weapons that we don't want the American people to have, but we are going to give them to the drug cartels. We're going to give them to terrorists, domestic terrorists, international terrorists, like ISIS. But they gave it to the drug cartels, and they did so in order to create an incident that would promote the idea, the concept of taking guns away from American citizens. And this is how it happened. There was a gun dealer, a gun salesperson, who was given an opportunity to sell guns to an FBI agent. And this FBI agent ended up buying these guns and then selling it to the drug cartels. He was a person that posed as an FBI or CIA or something like that in government. And then they took those guns from that guy and then gave it to the drug cartels. It was that sort of thing. So then they were going to get, their idea was to get on the gun dealer in America and say, hey, this is what this gun dealer did. He allowed this sale to take place, and they gave it to the drug cartels. All the while, this was a CIA, FBI operation, and it failed because they couldn't keep track of those guns. And what happened? Tens of thousands to this day of Latinos are being killed by those guns that the Obama administration gave to the drug cartels. You think the Democrat Party really cares about Latinos? You think they care about Latinos when their judges were not interested in doing DNA tests to the young people to see if the people or the adults that they were with were really their parents? The Democrats didn't care about that. They just wanted the marketing optics that, hey, Trump is separating parents from their kids. They didn't want the word to get out that many of these kids, many of which were not even with their parents in the first place. Obama opened the border to allow these same drug cartels to have these kids. In many cases, the parents literally give their kids up to these groups and these gangs who would use them as sex slaves, who would use them in... And the Democrat Party has said nothing about that. Nothing. You hear me? Nothing about that. Because the lives of young people, Latinos, never really mattered to these Democrats. It was only about power and the optics that Trump is doing something wrong, but they didn't care about these kids who are being molested. They don't seem to care about the kids being molested in Hollywood. Don't you think they don't care about the kids being molested who are coming from Latin America? And Obama opened the doors and said, oh, come on, kids, grow up in our country, then we'll try to make you American citizens. But they were really interested in the lives of these young people. They just wanted voters because they knew that African Americans came to our census and say, hey, we're tired of a Democrat Party that just fails us, that makes promises, and they don't keep them. And they just use their rhetoric of racism, which they ultimately created in the first place, to keep us all divided, to keep us all angry until we vote for them again every 4 years or every 2 years if it's a congressional member. And I say to this, if you all are from the Lake County area of Illinois, do not vote Democrat. If you're from Waukegan, Zion, anywhere in Lake County, Schneider, don't vote for Schneider. He is a socialist progressive. All right? It's time for us to vote Republican now because we're seeing the results of Trump. We're seeing a new type of administration that solves problems. And it's about time, isn't it, that we have a government that's for the people, by the people, and of the people. Trump is not your typical president. I mean, he's not perfect by any means, but at least he's solving problems. He's getting things done. All right? So, like I said, I see the Democrat Party has failed us, and it is time to walk away, folks. Happy days are here again. I mean, this is a time of great prosperity. Why would you want to go back to the economic totalitarian failure, the economic catastrophic failure of socialism? Why would Latinos who left these socialist countries... So try to call me. Why would Latinos who left socialist-style countries, why would they want to go to a country in America which is now ran by socialists? No, we're not doing that. We're not going to vote socialist. And the fact that the Democrat Party has decided to partner with socialists, has decided to say that, hey, they're a socialist party now, we're Democrat socialists, that is a liability to the party. That is a huge liability. So why in the world we want to vote? And why would Latinos vote for the same socialists that they left from? They fled from these socialist countries. And these Democrats want to institute socialism in our country. Why would we want to have that done in America? So I would say to you Latinos, let's start a new movement. Let's start voting Republican. In fact, us black people are voting black to the Republican Party because we used to vote Republican in the first place. Thank you all. as nightfall approaches. God bless America. And remember, happy days are here again. Let's all vote Republican. Thank you.